Welcome to the We Don't Claim to Be Experts podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Katie.
I'm Emily. We're three siblings that are using today's technology to relive our 90s nostalgia together. Join us, won't you?
I'm rolling everywhere.
Everywhere.
Me too.
Did you figure out your, you guys getting a mic yet, Katie, or?
I haven't. I want to. I just haven't yet.
Gotcha. The one that Emily has is pretty nice. Maybe you can find an open box on that again. Or like she did.
Have you seen it?
Look at that.
It's red.
Fans. Ooh.
They have ones that are like rainbow color too. I wanted that one, but this one was cheaper.
Fair.
Hyperon.
HyperX.
Okay.
HyperX. Well, welcome back. We're doing. Hey, there's
Dex.
Oh my gosh, it's Dex. Hey, Dex.
He can't hear.
Dex.
He can't hear you.
Can you see me? Dex, it's Nick.
I think he can hear it a little bit. He's like moving around all anxious.
Oh man, he's such a cute dog. He's a perfect dog. He just loves you so much, and he just lays there. He'll bark, and he's got a good bark. But
Did I tell you about
man.
when we took him to the kennels and they tried to? Okay, so Dex went in first, and then Dodger came in second. And they were like, so like Dodger was really scared when they took him back to meet the other dogs, and so they eventually brought Dex in to like make him more comfortable. And they were like, so Dex and Dodger don't really like, they're not even acknowledging each other. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah. They don't like each other.
I'm like, that's normal. Like Dex doesn't care about anything or anybody. Like he doesn't.
That's awesome.
And then they put, like, on the report card, I think I sent it to you, and they said he had a cute bark. Mom's like, what?
I mean, what else are they gonna say? It's
Those photos
not cute.
were
Yeah.
those photos that they take of the dogs are adorable.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
That's cute.
So this week we're talking about, I think, one of our other favorite shows from the 90s. Maybe you've heard of it. It's a show about nothing. Should we just call it that the entire time? Not call it by its name, just a show about nothing?
Yeah, the show about nothing.
That'll take some control.
Yeah.
Can't even mention the main guy's Jerry's last name. Just kidding. We can say Seinfeld, right?
I think so.
I guess we said Friends.
Yeah.
We really like this show. I don't know. I watched it when it re-aired. I didn't watch any of it live, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But I've seen it so many times. I don't know how many times do you guys think you've watched Seinfeld through?
I've never seen it all the way through.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And
Wow.
Why?
I just haven't got around to it.
Katie.
We tried to watch it during the pandemic, and then we got attached to a different show, and then we just talked about restarting it. So we're gonna try and get through the whole thing.
I think I've watched it through. I've definitely, we've watched it going to sleep. That's like one of our nighttime shows that we fall. It's definitely played more than 10 times. Just on Netflix when it's come to Netflix.
That's awesome. What about you, Em?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely less than Friends, but it's up there. It's quite a few, because it's one I like to fall asleep to as well. And then when Friends got taken off of Netflix, like that was kind of my default with Seinfeld, so I watched that over and over and over.
Yeah. Katie, did you not do like your top 5 episodes and top 5 characters?
I have episodes. Characters, I'm struggling.
Maybe you can gain some inspiration from mine or Emily's.
Okay.
I feel like my list is pretty good for characters. And I didn't pick the main 4 as my top characters.
Me neither. Although I could see, because me and you, like when we talk about Seinfeld, like we always talk about like the same secondary character.
We both have the same one.
Yeah. Our list might be the
That's
same
awesome.
on accident.
Right. Do you want to roll through those first of what the characters we like? I don't know. What do you call those? B characters?
Minor characters.
Minor characters?
Yeah. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
No, go first.
Okay. This one is kind of obvious because he's like comes up a few times, but Lloyd Braun.
Lloyd Braun.
If we didn't have Lloyd Braun, we wouldn't have Serenity Now.
So you like the second Lloyd Braun when
Yes.
he was recast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I would definitely say that. The first one, he's kind of snooty.
That was almost one of my favorite episodes. I think it's called The Gum, when
Yes.
yeah, that might have to be an honorable mention, but I like that whole how that all comes together. The gum.
Yeah.
He's not crazy. Wait, no. What does Kramer say about him? Oh, you're not crazy. Am I crazy, or does Elaine? Is Elaine not wearing a bra? You're not crazy, Lloyd Braun.
Oh, that...
Do you remember Lloyd? Did you get to the episodes with Lloyd Braun, Katie?
I remember Serenity Now
Okay.
episode.
Well, one of my favorite characters says that's my top character, but I'm just gonna say it. Frank Costanza is so quotable during that. When he and it wasn't until the end of the series, but Frank Costanza really comes around and they give him like actual decent lines and chunks of episode.
Steinbrenner's here. George is dead. Call me back.
Jerry, it's Frank Costanza. Why the hell did you trade Jay Buhner for?
Oh, that show.
That line's from one of my favorite episodes. But that's the episode that's the caddy episode. I can't remember, where does George go? Does he like, I can't remember. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He leaves and Kramer and Jerry take care of his car, right? And they crash his car.
Yeah, he goes.
Yeah.
He goes to like the Hamptons or something.
And they get distracted by what's her bucket because she's not wearing a bra. Sue Ellen Mishke.
The heiress to the O. Henry candy fortune.
Of course. Can you think of any top characters you like, Katie? I feel like Katie's still waking up.
I am. I love Uncle Leo.
Some caffeine.
Oh,
Uncle Leo. He's on my list.
He's just like the perfect amount of like weird. Love it. He likes all the free stuff, and I just love his sticky fingers.
Oh yeah, that's a good episode. Mm-hmm. When George rats him out, he's like, just scare him. they kick him out, or does he get arrested? I can't remember if Uncle Leo gets arrested.
Yeah, he gets arrested, I think.
Oh man, he is in one of my favorite another one of my favorite episodes. I shouldn't spoil all these, but the package.
Oh my, that's on my list.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when his eyebrows get burnt off and somebody redraws them.
And Elaine does, because Elaine is trying to get her rash looked at, but she's got, like, in her medical record, it says that she's difficult. And
Kramer has his cough.
Yeah.
And the dog sounds like the dog cough.
The dog named Smuckers. And so then he's like, Uncle Leo's at the doctor's office and he's trying to get him to look at his eyebrows. He's like, you're fine. And then she takes a Sharpie out and draws them on. And then
it does angry.
Yeah. And then he comes in and the doctor's like, whoa, sir. And he's like, what? I'm fine.
I like it. Uncle Leo was on mine. Emily, what's your next character?
The low talker, because without the low talker, we wouldn't have the puffy shirt, and that's iconic. So even though her character
wasn't, we have a little bobblehead of it.
Oh yeah,
the puffy shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Of Jerry wearing the puffy shirt, not just the puffy shirt
with
the bobblehead.
But it's a Funko Pop.
Oh cool.
And it's a bobblehead.
Nice. I was trying to find some just quick facts, and I think it said the puffy shirt is like enshrined somewhere. Like they have the actual puffy shirt in a museum. I didn't read. I should have read about it, but.
Do you want me to Google it?
Google it, Katie. Where's the puffy shirt? Katie's got Google. What's Dex doing? I can't hear you. Your mic's muted.
The dogs were whining, so I turned off my mic for a second. He's trying to get scratches.
Dex wants some scratches? You can't say no to Dex.
It is been donated to the Smithsonian National Museum of American
It's in the Smithsonian.
History.
The puffy shirt.
Wow. Which one did you say?
The Smithsonian.
Yep, they got more than one.
Oh, is it Aerospace?
Yeah, it's in with the planes.
Yeah.
It's in with Darth Vader. It's a parachute. Technically, right? That can't be a parachute.
I could be wrong, but I think that like Star Wars thing, I think that was just like a special exhibit we went and saw.
Back in the 90s? No, it's part of our history, Emily.
It's up there with Amelia Earhart's plane.
Yeah, that's right. They took that out. So
right, they needed more room.
More important things.
They've got more movies that have come out since then.
Yeah, they had to put the X-Wing somewhere. You still researching, Katie?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out which Smithsonian. I'll say one of my next characters, David Puddy.
Oh,
he's on my list.
Feels like an Arby's night.
You're the one going to hell.
No, I'm not. You're the one going. Oh yeah. Okay, how does that line go?
I know, I can't remember.
Does it bug you that I don't go to church?
Yeah.
No. Well, why not? Because I'm not the one going to hell. Or something. I can't remember. That and when he paints his face, the face painter.
Yeah.
He's hyped from the game.
And he goes up to the priest and it scares them. El Diablo.
El Diablo. What the heck you doing, man? We're the devils. The devils.
Which is also funny.
And then he hisses at him.
Yes. Which is also funny because of like the Jesus fish angle, like the irony of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I like the high fives when Jerry tries to buy the Saab.
high five.
And then they're in the middle of this, him and Elaine breaking up, so he gives Jerry a bad deal eventually.
And that's also the episode where, what does George try to buy in the vending machine? A Twix or something? And it gets...
yeah, the mechanic gets it.
and he's upset.
All right,
It's
Katie, you
in
have a next
Washington,
character you like?
D.C., by the way.
So it is this big Smithsonian? Are all the Smithsonians there?
No,
I think it's
there's
like
some in New York.
I think it's like a mall, isn't it? Where they've got a whole bunch of them in Washington,
So
D.C.
that it's located in the Smithsonian National Museum of American History.
Oh, it is American history.
Apparently. Oh wow, her name just slipped me. George's
Susan?
fiance. Yeah, Susan.
Susan's good. I like when she gets first introduced and George fears that he made her gay. Susan's with a woman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I just love her character arc. Until, like, the very
I was looking through the seasons and since I didn't watch it chronologically the first time I saw it, I watched it. It was just in syndication. I don't think they showed it chronologically that way. I think they just did it random.
So, like, when I remember from Seinfeld and Friends is, like, they would pick, like, certain episodes. So, like, you would see some of them in chronological, but then they would, like, skip around as well. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's funny how... I don't know if it's... I can't remember if it's season 7 or season 8. Maybe... I think it is season 7. But it starts with the engagement and then it ends with her death. the season. Like, it's so fast, but it's only... it's like 20 whatever episodes.
Yeah. And
just
then
she escalates so quickly, and I think that's why I love it. Like, it's just such, her story is just like, all right.
And then
She scoffs at George wanting a prenup. I make more money than you. George tries to take up smoking. She's not buying it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't smoke.
I'm a big smoker.
Can't stop me now.
Okay. Tim Whatley.
Tim Whatley.
He's not a likable character. He's not my favorite character, but I like the episodes that he's in.
Yeah, I like the older Tim Whatley. I hate when he's like first introduced. Kind of, they go to his party. I don't like him when he's mean to Jerry. I just like him when he's an a-hole or
when he regifts the label baby.
Label maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also then he's got Playboys in his dentist's office. and then Jerry wakes up and he thinks his shirt's undone or something. He doesn't remember if his top button was buttoned or not.
I can't remember the episode. It's a really good episode. I should have put it in my top list. I couldn't remember the name of it. But when he converts to Judaism, that whole episode, phenomenal. It has one of my favorite characters in it, which I like, Mickey. But the whole anti-dentite.
Oh yeah.
And Mickey's wife's or fiance, where she's getting married to, her dad went to school, or was this professor or something? Tim Whatley's professor at dental school.
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Or maybe he's just a dentist too. I can't remember. But yeah, they're making fun of Tim Whatley in that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Anti-dentite.
I need to start the show over.
Yeah, you
need
do.
to watch it. You need to finish it.
Right.
You can honestly
I'm
just
sure
skip.
I've seen it all the way through. Like you said, like the sporadic.
You just have to just watch season 7, 8, 9. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
Fair.
I like seasons. I think I start usually like season 3 or so. Great.
That's good to know.
Yeah, don't worry about the first season.
It's
fine.
It's okay.
That really is a show about nothing, the first season.
Right.
There's nothing going on. Katie, you have another character you like?
Yeah, Elaine's dad.
Elaine's dad?
Yeah.
He's in one episode.
I love him. I just love
What's
how
his name?
intimidating he is. I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't think they say his first name. I think they just call him Mr.
Bennis.
Bennis?
Bennis, yeah.
And that's the one with Jerry's suede coat. and it
Yeah.
gets ruined. You're not gonna walk around like that or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Master of the house.
Man, that's an earworm.
Yeah, I can't remember this song. He's kind of a meanie head. I can't remember. Maybe he does show up again, or they definitely mention him again in an episode with like the Baltimore, which wears the Baltimore hat. I mean, so I said Mickey, but I combined a few, like Stan the Caddy, Newman, and Mickey. I just put Kramer's friends. Whoever Kramer's hanging out with, I think they're solid.
Well, and that leads to my next one, Bob Sacamano. because he's not a character, but he is a character. It's like you hear about him throughout the whole season, but it's like you don't know who he is. But he's just he slides right into that group of Kramer's friends. Well, I got a buddy, I got a friend, I got a.
When Bob Sacamano calls Jerry when Jerry's staying in Kramer's apartment, Bob Sacamano, my buddy, he called last night. That was not one of my top episodes. I mean, I really like it. I should have put it on there, but I had other ones that I really enjoyed. I'm just gonna roll through I had 7 characters that I really liked on this list. Steinbrenner, Jay Peterman, Frank, and Keith Hernandez. I like Keith Hernandez when he shows up for a couple episodes.
I like Steinbrenner when he wants the calzone.
Oh, yeah.
George is in the building.
Costanza's in the building.
Oh yeah, Costanza's.
That episode goes through my head every time I order a calzone.
Oh,
Every time.
I want that calzone so bad. Was that eggplant? It looks so good. That's one of my top episodes.
Is
the
it?
calzone.
That's a good one.
I like Kramer in that episode.
Kramer when he's getting his jacket dried in the oven, and then he turns around and he's mad.
Kicks the counter.
And he kicks the counter. So funny.
So I like that show, and I never talked about it with my friends just because my friends didn't care about Seinfeld growing up. But I was hanging out with Zane Thomas Gerber from that I went to school with, and he did that to something. He did that to a chair or something, and I'm like, is that Kramer from Seinfeld? Yeah, and then he has all the change in his pocket.
Yes.
And he goes and delivers it to Todd Gack. Todd Gack? I think it's Todd Gack. Who's Elaine dating?
Are you Gack?
What kind of a name is Todd Gack? It's like smoking a chicken bone. Do you want to just roll through the rest of yours, Emmy? I don't know if you have
that was it.
a couple left.
Well, we already talked about Puddy.
Katie, anyone else that you really like?
No. I wrote down...
No.
I wrote down Elaine's boyfriend, Kronk. And then when you said Puddy, I was like, oh, that's right. That's his name. Puddy.
I like anything he's in. He's my favorite part of California California Screaming.
Soren. Yeah, when we were
On Soren.
When we were in the little pre-boarding area, I thought of you.
Oh my gosh. And these little beauties.
Yeah. Yes.
Welcome to Soren. All right, you want to roll through our favorite episodes? I've already said 2 of mine.
Yeah, I think we've already talked about one of mine. Okay, my first one is The Hamptons. It's just like
It's on mine.
It's one that I've actually I bought on Google Play just so when I'm out of service, when we're up at the cabin or something, I can watch it.
The Hamptons.
Yeah. Go to the Imagine I'm there.
So is that the one? I mean, I
that's the one with the baby. You gotta come see the baby.
Yeah, and the lobster is a lobster.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it the shrinking one too?
Shrinkage. Yeah.
Shrinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't have my Seinfeld cup. What am I doing?
You've had it
The
every other episode.
Oh, I'm using my Disneyland cup. Oh, my first one is the the first one's that calzone. They're not in any order, I don't think. For me, really like the calzone. We talked about that. I'm trying to think of what else great happens in that episode. Producto de Peru. That's one of the ones I can think of.
Yeah, that one's just classic and good. I don't know, but that we already talked about Kramer kicking the counter.
Yeah.
So.
I do agree with Kramer. Clothes right out of the dryer. When he puts his I don't know if that shirt was actually warm, but he acted so well. I felt that when he puts his warm shirt on. Katie, what's your first episode?
Why can't
So-
wait, one more thing.
Oh.
Isn't that the one where he's like, why can't you use your oven? He's like, 'cause I'm baking a pie.
Bacon pie.
Okay, sorry.
What kind of pie? Huckleberry.
I wrote down more scenes. Oh, I just wish
Everywhere.
mine are more scenes than episodes.
Okay.
Any episode that has Florida in it, I love the Florida episodes. They are so good. Like the space pen,
the impeachment,
yeah. Or the calculator,
and then that's also Stella.
Oh, there it is. Alton Bennis. That's what Elaine's dad's name is.
Oh.
Yeah. The pen. Del Boca Vista.
Boca Vista. Oh, it's so good.
What does Jerry happen to his eyes when he goes scuba diving? What do they call that? When his like the blood? What is it? The blood vessels break around his eyeballs. The bends? Is that what that is? I can't remember where.
Well, that's what came to mind, but I don't know for sure.
I got that.
I got
that from SpongeBob. I think in SpongeBob somebody gets the bends.
It says burst blood vessel in eye scuba diving. The mask squeeze is a common injury among divers. Daisy, come here. She can't get off the bed, but she wants to get off the bed. But she wants me to come to her. What a life. I liked the raincoat episode when it also has Jack Klompus in it. When it's like he's got to ship their raincoats and he breaks a window in the house and then that's also when George sells his dad's clothes.
Oh yeah, and the moths.
Yeah, and it has the moths. And
Are the moths with his dad's clothes or with the raincoats? I can't remember.
I don't remember either. Well, I don't think the raincoats ever made it, did they? I don't remember for sure.
I think they do.
Do they? But and then he sees Kramer wearing one of his cabana shirts. He's like, "Is that my cabana?" I have a
Kramer goes over wearing.
Yeah, his cabana shirt.
Let's see. So Morty and Jerry's mom are in town. What are they in town for?
They're gonna go to Paris.
Oh, that's right. And
then they get
George has that whole they want. Oh man, what is it? George wants to send a kid over there, Big Brother or something. What's the Big Brother thing?
He's trying to avoid being a big brother, and so he's like, "I'm gonna go to France. I'm going out of town." And so they're like, "Oh, that's amazing. His dad lives in France or something."
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that episode that much. I mean, I've seen it, but
yeah,
I like it. My next one is the abstinence, when George gets smart because he stops having sex. He's just like, he's not even watching Jeopardy, but he's listening to it and he just knows all the answers.
Yeah.
This is also the same episode when Kramer has a smoke lounge at his apartment. Looked like a catcher's mitt. But the abstinence also has where Jerry gets bumped at the middle school.
Oh, yeah.
And David Letterman tells him that his appearance has been canceled because of his middle school, the stuff that happens at the middle school. It didn't work out. The zoo worker took long. Yeah, I like that one. Any other scenes, Katie, that you like?
The toothbrush.
Oh, yeah.
The toothbrush falls in the toilet and Jory doesn't tell her. His girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then she puts something of his in the toilet and he's going crazy and he's throwing away all of his stuff because he can't figure out what she put in the toilet. But really, she just put the toilet bowl brush, I think.
Oh, yeah. The toilet bowl brush.
Which was great on her part, by the way. Like, if you're in that situation and you want to, like, get someone, but you don't want to really, like, do any damage, you just want to, like, get them, like, you just put the toilet bowl brush, like, that's very clever.
Mm-hmm. The cabin fire. I just love it. Kramer just his energy.
And I like how Jerry is talking to George and he's like, so her dad was nice enough to give you Cubans and you give them to your friend, and then he proceeds to burn down his cabin with the Cubans that he gave you.
It's the same episode of Bubble Boy.
Oh, I don't like that part though.
Oh yeah, the moops.
The moops. I still
display that present. Yeah, I still display that proudly, Katie. It's right next to my Seinfeld Lego set. My next one is the package. One part that we didn't talk about that I like is the whole mail fraud. And Kramer's like, it's just a write-off. Big companies.
Who's writing it off?
Write it off. You don't know what a write-off is.
And so that would be the same episode as George and the photo, right?
Yeah.
Because they're asking Jerry about his mail fraud, and he's like, look at this.
Yeah, you
and
can see him messing with it.
Yeah. And then there's George and his pose.
Yeah, he gets mixed signals by who was interested in his photos at the 24-hour printing place.
That was my next one as well.
I like how they just Kramer's sitting in a park and the dog walks up and he's like, "That's quite the cough you have there." It's like, "What are you talking about?" It's the dog. They did such a bad job showing that the dog has a cough.
Is the mail fraud video the same? Is that the same episode as Leo's package? Because I just thought, like, this package shows up to Jerry's place and Jerry's like, "I'm gonna refuse it," and that's when he refuses it because it was like a weird package. But I don't think it had to do with the stereo.
It is the same episode. I can't remember how that's tied.
Action-packed episode.
It was good.
Okay, mine is a group of episodes. I like when Elaine is in charge at Peterman, and like it's just there's just so many weird, crazy. I mean, she's got like the dancing with the thumbs. There's the fatigues guy where she just keeps promoting him because she's scared of him.
Yeah. The cake.
She hires Jerry's dad.
Yes, it's like there's so many like funny little things in that, like little small.
That's in one of my favorite episodes. But I like when she's in charge.
And then she keeps charging stuff, and then she has to show like what she uses for in the office, and she's got her water pick flosser, like she's watering her plants in the office with it.
The loaf of bread one with Jerry when he brings the loaf of bread.
The marble rye.
Yep.
It's my marble rye. Never tried to hook a marble rye before.
And then isn't it when he finally gets it up in the window, then everybody's standing behind him?
I like in that episode, Kramer is taking care of the handsome cab.
Yes, and he gives him beans.
His friends. And he just, the horse is having a bad time, just gassy. Yeah. And what are Susan's, what is the last name? Susan's parents are like, "What are you feeding that thing?" Oats and hay.
Oh man, and that's because
can't breathe back here.
Because that's because he went to the club store and like bought a whole bunch of extra stuff because it was a good deal, right?
This episode's running a little heavy, so I don't know if you get. I'm just gonna speed up. Just say my last two. The caddy, I really like that episode. But my favorite episode of all time is the checks. When the Japanese businessmen come to town, they stay in Kramer's cabinets. Oh, Elaine said you're some kind of comedian. That's really funny. That's okay, Jerry. I'm sure business will pick up for you.
And I'd be happy to loan you the 12 cents. And then that's also the Desperado one, right?
And Witchy Woman.
Yeah.
My favorite part of it though is the cleaners that George hires.
Yeah.
That's the cult.
And they don't want to.
Is Tanya. Mr. Wilhelm gets roped into it.
Oh, and they don't want to recruit George, and he's so bugged.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fardman? What's the?
Yeah. Carl Farbman.
That's such a good episode. We just watched that recently, and I was laughing the entire time.
That is a good one. It's hard because when you're talking about these other episodes, I'm like, yeah, it is a good one. It should have been on my list. It
also has the twirl in it. Kramer or Jerry says they invented the twirl for the umbrella.
Yes.
You're spinning it too fast. You're gonna
disorient the
customers.
Yeah.
And then he shows it to George in his apartment, and he's going way too fast, and George is like blocking his eyes.
And I remember watching, I don't know if you guys remember, but they interviewed the guy who like composed the music for Seinfeld, and like each episode's a little bit different with the music.
Oh yeah.
There's like
that's so. Each one he would just send back the clip for each week, right?
Yeah,
This is what this week's gonna sound like.
and it was crazy. There's like a video of him, and he's just like pushing the keyboard, and it's like you're sitting there listening to Seinfeld. It was weird, but
Right.
it's just some guy at a keyboard.
Did you have any other episodes, Amy?
That was it. Oh, I did. Oh, I had one more. Chicken roasters,
I
classic.
like when Kramer's in bed, in Jerry's bed, just popping his feet. I like the whole Jerry being Kramer stuck in his apartment.
Yeah.
I'm getting no sleep in there. No sleep.
That's a good one. And then his buddy, isn't his buddy working at the chicken roasters?
Oh, I got fired. That's not gonna be good for anyone. That's the same episode with the toothpick or the flosser and the George's hat. The oversized hat that George tries to leave behind at his girlfriend's apartment, so she has to call him back or has to get a second date.
But that's
remember that?
Okay, so that's one with where Elaine's in charge, and that's the one with the flosser or the
Flosser.
Okay, now I know what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
like flosser.
Yeah. And then something happens to the hat, and she's like, "George, your hat is not here." I like when he first tries to do it. He forgets his keys, and he just like throws them on the counter. Well, see you later. You just clearly see him throw his keys, and you can hear it. All right, you guys want to roll through some trivia real fast?
I would love that.
It is now time to play Trivia by Nick. Nick's Trivia, where people answer questions that Nick has asked.
I have a lot here. I'm just going to pick it at random. There's an easy question, and there's a hard question. We're doing this off my Seinfeld trivia card game. So pick a random card. All right, these aren't multiple choice, by the way, so you're going to have to know the answer. When Jerry can't make it to Elaine's charity bachelor auction, who goes in his place? Oh yeah, we didn't think of noises.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to think of Seinfeld noises. Is that a Seinfeld noise?
I don't know. It's like, like with the ow my.
Like that?
Okay.
What's a good Seinfeld noise?
Serenity Now.
Okay, Emily's Serenity Now. Katie, what's yours? What can we give Katie?
But Serenity Now, I know the answer.
Okay, well, you'll get your turn. Serenity Now. We got to think Katie's noise. What's another Seinfeld quote?
How about Stella?
Stella.
Okay. All right, Emily, what's the answer?
Okay, Kramer.
Kramer is the answer. Thanks for bearing with me there. You want to hear the hard question? This one doesn't count.
Yeah.
What breed of dog does Elaine compare Carol's baby to?
Isn't it the Scottish Terrier?
It's a Pekingese.
Oh.
That's right.
That's a hard question. Okay. All right. Next question. Random card. When Elaine does this, George describes it as more like a full-body
Serenity
dry
Now.
heave set to music. Emily.
Dancing.
Extra point from what episode?
You
You have to say the episode name.
Oh, I don't know.
It's called The Little Kicks. All right, here's the hard question for no points. In a conversation between Jerry's parents, it's revealed that Elaine grew up in this state. Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, damn.
Maryland. Okay. She grew up in Maryland. Okay, next question. Oh, we're going to... I don't know. I can do this all day. I got so many questions. What does Kramer agree to as a settlement with the executives for the lawyers of Java World?
Serenity Now.
I just realized that Katie hasn't seen all of them, so...
I mean, we're just following suit because Emily has won every trivia.
Oh, that's right. Emily, what's the answer?
Coffee for life. But then he starts drinking too many, so then they cut him off.
He's not saying, can I have my cafe latte? The episode is The Maestro.
Yeah.
All right, here's the hard question. While in Los Angeles, Kramer's arrested under suspicion of being this serial killer.
Some sort of
Think
strangler.
of Los Angeles. What is L.A. known? I mean, kind of what it's known for. Once you hear it, you'll be like, oh yeah.
Wasn't it some sort of strangler?
Yeah, something strangler. Sorry,
I don't
that's a
know.
good episode.
That is
like
a very
that
good
one.
episode.
Where it's a two-parter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to go and find him. Jerry can't find him, and so you leave off, and they haven't even found each other yet, but they're like simultaneously around each other.
The Smog Strangler.
Remember?
All right,
That was a
Emily's
good
already won,
episode.
but I'm going to do two more. Jerry's father, Morty, invented the executive. What is it?
Serenity Now.
Thank you, Emily.
Raincoat.
I almost said it. The beltless trench coat. Yeah, the
Yeah.
raincoat.
We didn't talk
here's the
about
hard
the bro.
question. The bro. I like the whole part when George walks in. There's dancing, put it on. Jerry's girlfriend, Janice, is an understudy to this star of Rochelle the musical.
Serenity Now.
Emily.
Bette Midler.
Very good. All right, last question. Jerry's going to NBC with the concept for his show. Who first comes up with the idea that it's a show about nothing?
Is it
Stella.
George?
George.
Okay.
Jerry tells Juliana that this would be the worst part of being blind.
Fine. Hairs in your food.
Yeah, no. Not being able to tell if there were bugs in your food.
Oh, bugs.
Which is warranted. That's terrifying. All right, that's it for trivia.
Wow, what a great game of Nick's Trivia, where people were asked questions and Nick waited for their answers.
Okay, let's wrap this thing up. I really like Seinfeld. I still watch it.
We should probably do like another episode once I finished it.
All right.
Ooh, Seinfeld, where are they at today? Yeah, you should finish it. Yeah, I mean, I could do so many episodes just on Seinfeld.
Okay, so next week's episode will be on Seinfeld. Katie, you have 1 week to finish. Just kidding.
We did it. I did it when this past week and a half. Or I'm watching
Did
it
you
now for the
really?
second time. Yeah.
What?
It just autoplays, so it's technically I'm not watching it, but it's on.
7 of those episodes were while I was sleeping of each night.
I hate it when that happens. I wake up and Seinfeld's still. I'm like, oh crap! Now I gotta rewatch them. All right. Thanks for listening.
Go team.